Welcome back, everyone, to the Wilkes Journal Patriots High School Basketball Rundown presented by Cooks and produced by RiverStreet Productions. I'm sports editor Zach Colburn, and assistant sports editor Brandon Moree will be with us in just a minute to take a look at this week's Game of the Week. We're hitting the midway point of the conference season, and the races for the Mountain Valley Athletic Conference Championships are heating up. We'll take a look at the standings here in a few minutes, but first, Brandon's got the Games of the Week ready to go at the big board. This week's Games of the Week took place in Millers Creek between the Vikings and the Blackhawks.
That's right. All that snow that was laying around last week pushed back the games from they were supposed to go on in the first part of the week, so we didn't actually see any basketball action until Thursday night, and that's where we're going to pick things up. North Wilkes traveled over to Millers Creek to take on the Blackhawks, and they picked up a sweep of that varsity doubleheader. The Blackhawks didn't have much of an answer for the defense of the Vikings. There's Victoria Young. She's going to pick off a pass there from Skylar McPherson and take it all the way down. And we're going to see Savannah Billings hit Avery Wood on the other block for a wide open layup there late. North Wilkes picked up a 56-28 win. They improved to 14-4 now after a game on Saturday as well where they knocked off Elkin. Savannah Billings knocked down 6 field goals. She ended up with 13 points. Liz Martin added 11 off the bench. Victoria Young, we saw make that steal there, picked up 10. And Avery Wood, who had that last layup, added 8 for the Vikings. For the Blackhawks, Elizabeth Huffman had 17 points. Skylar McPherson had 4. Mackenzie Maston added 3. And Julia Harrison dropped 1 in for 2. All right, in the next game, this one was a tight one. The Vikings held on to win late, but it got close down the stretch. Just a 4-point win when it all was said and done. Here we're going to see Jessie Brown knock down a triple from the outside in the first half. Later in the game, we're going to see Daniel Pruitt find Jordan Wallace in the corner. That's in the second half. He knocks down a 3 of his own. Here we are late in the game. Jessie Brown's going to try a 3. No good. Chase Ford gets the rebound, makes a nice reverse layup. They try and foul there on the inbound. They do get the foul. A little bit of confusion in the final few seconds. That bucket pulled it to 4, and that was as close as they would get for the rest of the night. 61-57, the Vikings hold on. They're now 11-6 and 6-2 in the conference. Jake Richardson had a game-high 21 points, and Jordan Wallace, who we saw make a 3-pointer there in the corner, had 19. He had 2 3-pointers in the game. Jonathan Wagner also made a couple of threes. He had 3 of them. He finished with 13 points, and Daniel Pruitt made 5 free throws for 5. For the Blackhawks, Jessie Brown led the way. He had 16. Alex Ortiz added 10. Cole Scavo had 9. Chase Ford had 8. Cole Smith and Everett Shepard each had 6. Good balance there for the Blackhawks. All right, that's going to do it for the Games of the Week. Zach, back to you.
Thanks, Brandon. There was a lot of action in the back half of the week because of snow, and most teams ended up having to play on back-to-back days. North and East were forced to play games on Saturday. But this week, because of exams, there won't be much going on until Friday when Wilkes Central plays at North Wilkes and West plays at East Wilkes. The showdown between the Vikings and the Eagles could have major implication on the NVAC standings. Speaking of, Brandon's going to take a look at those and the RiverStreet Productions Play of the Week on the big board.
All right, we're about halfway through the conference season now, and here are what we have in the standings. On the girls' side, North Wilkes 7-1 with a game lead over East Wilkes at 6-2. And there's kind of a logjam in the middle there. Ashe County, Wilkes Central 4-3, Elkin and Allegheny 3-4, West Wilkes and Star Mountain rounding things out on the bottom. On the boys' side, Allegheny still a perfect 7-0. They're off to a hot start. They haven't lost at all so far this year, conference or out of conference. Wilkes Central just behind them, 6-1, and North Wilkes 6-2. We're looking forward to that game on Friday night between North and Central. That should be a good one. And then there's a lot of teams there with 2 wins. Star Mountain, West Wilkes, East Wilkes, Ashe County, all with 2 wins. There's a couple of playoff spots probably up for grabs between those teams on both the 1A and 2A sides. So it'll be interesting to see how the bottom half of the conference shakes out as we finish off the back half of the conference season. All right, let's have a look at that RiverStreet Production Play of the Week. We're going to go back to that game in Millers Creek. There's Daniel Pruitt down the lane, but he's going to hit Jake Richardson, and the one. He would make the free throw there late in the game to help hold off the Blackhawks in Millers Creek. All right, that's going to do it for me. Zach, send us home.
Okay, this has been the second edition of the 2017 Wilkes Journal Patriots High School Basketball Rundown presented by Cooks. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at WJP_sports to stay up to date on all things Wilkes County sports. Thanks for watching.